Hi, everybody. Welcome to the very first Yarn Texas podcast, but I'm choosing not to call it a podcast because it's video too, so I'm calling it a vidcast. I'm just a rebel like that. But I've been wanting to do this for a little while, and I just thought it was time. I'm new to this, so we'll see how all this goes with putting all the parts together. But I've been kind of playing around with it today, and I think I'm ready to go. This is just we're gonna start out small and short and see where it goes from there. I am going to talk about things that are happening in the shop and hopefully give you some inspiration, and it'll be fun. So first thing I want to talk to you about is Yellow Rose on the Coast. It was amazing. I don't know about you, but I had the best time. It was full of amazing people, and everybody just was so happy to be there, and the vendors were amazing, and I probably spent too much money myself, but there was so much wonderful stuff there. It was hard not to. I think I bought something from just about everybody because I felt like oh gosh darn, I needed to. So I got some beautiful things. But one of the highlights was that Becky from Crafting My Chaos brought my order that I placed a couple of weeks ago. And I want to show you a couple of things. The rest of it is going to be online, well, technically tonight, but for tomorrow. Today's Thursday when I'm filming this. Hopefully I'll have it ready for you. But it'll be in a link in the newsletter, and it'll be online so you can purchase, and I will be happy to mail it out. So this is color number one that I'm going to show you. Isn't this gorgeous? This is called Hot to Trot. I love the names that she comes up with. Just that great 80s pop color. It's so pretty. This is technically a speckle, so it's not, excuse me, it's not a self-striping. But we do have I'm going to show you this one. Well, no, I'll show you this one next. This is a self-striping. Now, if you are not a bright color girl, then we've got this subdued, very elegant color. And this is called Steampunk, which I think is completely perfect for it. But it's got grays and navies and browns. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. And then here's a true speckle. Yellows and reds and browns. I mean, gosh, aren't these just gorgeous? And look at these, completely different. So we really have something for everybody. We have several different colors. And so you can find something for everybody in her colors, and they're really soft and squishy. And I'll show you something I'm working on with her yarn in just a little bit. I also want to give you an idea, because these are really different yarns, and they're a sock skein. This is a fingering weight yarn, and so it's a great way to be able to do one like fancy yarn. And I wanted to come up with a pattern that would work great for this, and I found one. It's called the Faience scarf, and it's French, and I'm sure I'm saying it completely wrong because French is hard to actually pronounce correctly. But so you can see this. You can see this pattern right here, and yes, I figured out how to do that. And I will put in the notes for the vidcast. I will put where to find this pattern, and I just think it's really a good, straightforward knit with some interesting things in it. So it'll show off the yarn. Excuse me, but it's not a really difficult pattern. It's going to be a row at a time. You can sit in probably in a sit and stitch and work on it. So, and any of these yarns would look beautiful in that. I mean, whatever your color palette choice is, you're good to go. So, the next thing I want to talk about is something we've been kind of talking about in the shop and around for a while now, and that's process versus production. And if you are, like working for a Christmas gift or a birthday gift or whatever, production is the way to go. You got to crank those things out and get it done. But I also want you to think about, when you're not in that big of a hurry, concentrate on the process. So I have started looking at my knitting and crochet, not crochet as much because I'm better at knitting, but it works perfectly for crochet too. I've started looking at it as a bit of a meditation. And so I take each stitch, and especially right now, because I'm doing the sweater I'm going to show you in just a minute with the Crafting My Chaos yarn, I'm at a big swath of stockinette. So it's, not the most interesting thing to do is doing, and this is back and forth stockinette because I've just broke under the arm. So it's a lot of back and forth stockinette. So after a while, it's kind of like, okay, one more row. But if you approach it differently, and if you approach it like a meditation and take each stitch or each few stitches, whichever you want to do, and give yourself a little affirmation when you're doing it. Like, my life is great. I love my family. My life is turning out the way I want it to be. If you stop and come up with something that's affirming for you, and it has to be, of course, personal for you, and just say that with every single stitch, then that's a meditation for you, and it can quiet your mind. Also, you can use it as sort of like a rosary. Each stitch you do, you can say a little prayer or say a part of a prayer or any of that stuff, whichever you prefer. So that's a really great way to think of process knitting, and it will allow you to help your emotional state. And for me, that's one of the benefits of knitting or crochet or sewing, is that you can affect yourself emotionally, and it can help. And then the other opposite end of that is mindless knitting. And sometimes that's important too. If you're just stockinette back and forth and you want to completely shut down everything else and just concentrate on those stitches. And that can quiet yourself, quiet your mind, and it'd be a really good thing to get you out of a slump or whatever. So I want you to really think about that the next time you're doing something that doesn't require concentration. I'm getting ready to start a new shawl that is going to require a lot of concentration, so that's not going to work for that. But for my stockinette or a garter, or if you're doing a crochet blanket that's all singles or half doubles or something like that, it's a great way to think of it. Okay, so let me show you what I'm working on, my stockinette process. This is, again, I said Crafting My Chaos yarn. I do not have these colors. I wish I did, but hopefully in the future we can add to our colors. I went with the really amazing bright bold colors first, and these are tonal. Sorry, I got an itch. These are tonal, so we'll go to that next. But this is this is something I've been working on for a while, and it's been a lot of fun for me. This is called the Novelli sweater, and it came out last year sometime, and I immediately bought it, the pattern, because I loved it. But I didn't start on it because I was doing projects for the shop. I was production knitting. And so when I was getting ready to start my next project, I started to jump into another sample, and I said, nope, I need some time to do my own thing. So this is the bottom. It's a bottom up short sleeve sweater, and it's a wide sweater, short cropped sweater too. So the sizing is not going to be as crucial, which is a good thing. But this is color work, and this is the bottom of it. I know it's really hard to see when it's like this, but it's so much fun. And it's, of course, it's not blocked, so you can't totally see the pattern, but when I pull it open a little bit, now you'll see right there, I had to put a lifeline in because, and you'll see here, it's still not as, my floats are not, the top float, I cannot get it open enough. But the first time I did, it's getting better. But the first time I did it, it was way too tight. And I went way past it. I went a couple inches past it, and I was like, oh, it'll be fine. I'll block it out. No big deal. And I kept looking at it and realized that, no, I can't live with it. It's not good. And so I put in a lifeline, and I pulled out about 4 inches. And I'm really glad I did, because I think I can block the upper part out. It still annoys me that I couldn't get it right, but I worked as hard as I could on it, and so it's just going to take more practice from me. But and of course I will do that. But yeah, so I haven't taken the lifeline out because I guess there is always that possibility that I'm going to go, oh, forget it, I'm just going to take it back out again. But I have a lot to take out now, so it's going to take me more. But I think I can block out most of this, so I think it's going to be okay. So I've been knitting for about 10 years, and I still make mistakes. It happens. So anyway, this has been so much fun, and I'm probably about 60% done because I mean the color work took the longest. This is just stockinette now, like I said with my meditation. So anyway, that's a lot of fun, and I'm having a great time with it. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, okay. So you guys, if you've listened to me at all, you know I love natural health, and I know that there is a place for conventional medicine, and I am, you know, if you have an infection or if you need some kind of conventional medicine, absolutely get it. But I also believe that if you concentrate on natural medicine, like on an everyday basis, when it comes time that you might need conventional medicine, it's going to help. It's going to work a lot better. Your body's going to be able to handle it a lot better. And so I feel really strongly about eating right, which I don't always do. I love junk food too. But eating right, protecting your gut health, using supplements when you need to, using essential oils when you need to. And frankly, I use those supplements and essential oils both on a daily basis. I don't eat right on a daily basis, but I try. But anyway, so I wanted to talk to you. When you come into the shop, I almost always, 99% of the time, I have a diffuser going. And I wanted to talk to you about that. And I brought mine here. I unplugged it. Well, actually, it was done for today. But isn't this pretty? This is my diffuser. If you've not been in the shop, this one actually will light white, and then it'll look like a candle flicker, and then it changes color. So I love it. It's really pretty. I like the color, I think, the best. But I do the diffuser every day because that way the oil particles get into the air and they will soak in. They will go into your body very easily. And it's in the air. It cleans the air. It's awesome. The other great thing about doing it this way is your limbic system, which is one of your body systems, goes directly from your nose to your brain. So every other way of getting oils or chemicals or whatever goes through a thing first. Like it goes through your bloodstream or goes through your stomach or whatever. It's always got more spaces to go. Now, when you're smelling something, it goes directly from your nose to your brain. It's so awesome. So you know it's getting in there. So what I do for the shop, for a diffuser for the shop, is I often, if there's a special occasion or you know somebody requests something, I'm happy to do something else. But for the shop, I always do peppermint and citrus fresh, and this can also be like orange or tangerine or something like that too. But if you do a peppermint and a citrus together, it could be lemon as well. If you do lemon, no, I guess that was it. I was thinking about something else, but never mind. But if you do those two together, it's a really uplifting scent. And it just kind of balances you out because the peppermint will wake you up. But the citrus fresh is just, it's a freshening, and it helps with your stress level, anxiety level. It just kind of, it does with me. It really keeps me calm. And I don't know how many people have come in the shop and just go, oh, I can relax now. And that's because of these. They're just really good for you. They're as I said, they're uplifting and calming all at the same time. So it really gives you a nice, even keeled feeling. And I need those in the shop not because of anybody who comes here, but it's like, okay, I got this to do and this to do and this to do. So it's nice to have that feeling in there. Now, you can get a diffuser. You don't have to get this one. You can, diffusers are everywhere now, which is awesome. So get one you like, get one that's pretty. You can go from, $20 to, I'm sure there's $100 diffusers. You don't need to spend that much money. In fact, I know of one that's $250 that I really, really want. That's really, really pretty, but yeah, I don't have that one. But you can get them anywhere. Amazon has tons of them. We have one. We have one in our bedroom here, our kitchen, our living room, and then Malcolm has one in his bedroom too. We use it every night for sleeping. We put lavender and tree oils like pine or cedarwood or whatever because that provides a really nice sleep. Malcolm uses pine. He likes pine in his. One time when he was little, he was really anxious to use the diffuser. He got really excited about it, and he put oregano oil in his diffuser. Whew, that was strong, and his room smelled like a pizza parlor. It was crazy. But anyway, so any diffuser is fine. The thing that's important is don't use the oils that come with the diffuser if you buy it in the grocery store, because those are full of harsh chemicals that will make the scent go farther. And it's the scent's not the important thing. They smell good. Yep, that's great. But the scent is not the important thing. The constituents of what's in the actual plant matter is the important thing. So if you're using the cheap stuff that you get at Walmart or H-E-B or whatever, it's not good for you. And a lot of people have reactions to them. You need to make sure you've got high quality oils that you can look at that oil, where it's farmed, how it's diffused, how it's, oh gosh, I just forgot the word. Anyway, how it's made. It'll come to me after I'm done. But anyway, you have to be able to look at the whole run of every step in the process from it being in the ground all the way to the bottle. And if you can see, if there's transparency in the company and you can see all that, that's the one for you. That's why I choose the one I use. I actually have planted some of the plants that have gone into the bottles. I mean, it's amazing. So so be careful about the oils that you do use, because the cheap ones will only harm you. So the good ones are really good for you. So there you go. That's a big difference. But I would suggest starting with something really simple, like diffusing lemon in your house. It will clear out your house if you have any stale odors, that kind of stuff. Diffuse peppermint when you get up in the morning, and it really wakes you up. And of course, you can always put those two together too. I like to diffuse bergamot because it is something that will calm you. So, so it's great. And your house smells amazing too. If y'all have been in here, you know these things smell amazing in here. So give it a try. And you can do that and it enhances your spirituality too. It'll open up your mind so that when you are process knitting and meditating, you can have that great smell behind you. And yeah, I know some of this stuff sounds a little woo-woo, but hey, it's worth a try, right? If this can help you or help a family member or something like that, all these things, making things, taking care of your health, it's all related. I'm convinced of it. So, so that's our first Vidcast. And I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I'm calling it that. So hopefully this will inspire you in some way, and we'll look forward to the next one.